Hi guys, today's lesson is a continuation of yesterday's lesson. We're going to be using rules and patterns to help us solve problems. So let's take a look at the unlock the problem. This, if you want to follow along, is on page 565 of your textbook. On an archaeological dig, Gabriel, hi Gabe in 5MC and Gabe in 5B, separates his dig site into sections with areas of 15 square feet each. There are 3 archaeological members digging in every section. What is the area of the dig site if 21 members are digging at one time? So first thing we need to do, as we always do with word problems, what do we need to figure out? The area of the dig site if there are 21 members, right? So we're looking for the area of Gabriel's archaeological dig site. What information do I need to use? I can go ahead and use the area of each section, which is 15 square feet, right? So each section is 15 square feet. And then how many members are there in each section? There's 3 members in each section. So 15 square feet and 3 members in each section. How am I going to use that information? I'm going to use it to help me solve a simpler problem. I'm going to use that information to figure out how I can solve the area if there's 21 members. So I'm using that information to help me solve that problem. So I'm going to go ahead and I would make a chart. Here they've made one for you. For every section, there's 3 members and the area is 15 square feet. So if I have 2 sections, then I have 3 members and 30 feet. 3 sections, 9 members, 45 feet. How do I get that though? That's what I need to figure out. What's that rule that's taking me from 1 section to 3 members to 15 square feet? So let's take a look. Every time I get a new section, I add how many members? Every time one section, I have 3. So that means for 2 sections, I'm going to have 6. For 3, I'm going to have 9. So I'm adding 3 every time. Now, for area in square feet, I have 15 to 30. How do I get from 15 to 30? I multiply by 2. 30 times 2, 45. That doesn't work. So what am I doing here? I'm adding 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. Add another 15, I get to 45. Add another 15, 60, etc. Okay? I'm going down. So the rules as I go across, add 3 for the number of members every time I add a section, and add 15, the area in square feet, every time I add a section. So now let's take a look at the possibility of rules here. To get from the number of sections to the number of members, how do I get from 1 to 3? I can add 2, or I can multiply by 3. We need to check something else out to decide what's going to work. 2, can I add 2 to get to 6? No, that doesn't work. Can I multiply 2 by 3 to get to 6? It does. Let's try another one. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 3, 12. So I know here, every time there's a new section, I multiply by 3 to get the number of members. Number of sections times number of members. Times 3 to get the number of members. Now, to get to from the number of members to the area of square feet, how do I get from 3 to 15? I multiplied by 5. 6 to 30, multiplied by 5. 9 to 45, multiplied by 5. So I can take a look here. If I have 7 sections, that means I have 21 members. And now I need to figure out the area in square feet. So I need to multiply 21 times 5. And I can go ahead and I'm going to have 105 square feet. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at one more problem together. If you're following along in your textbook, I moved along to page 567. Max builds rail fences. For one style of fence, each section uses 3 vertical fence posts and 6 horizontal rails. How many rails does he need for a fence that has 27 posts? Let me read that one more time to you because we don't only read word problems one time. Max builds rail fences. For one style fence, each section uses 3 vertical fence posts and 6 horizontal rails. How many rails does he need for a fence that has 27 posts? So take a look at this picture over here on the right, where my mouse is. One section. They're visualizing for you what's happening in here. 3 vertical, up and down, fence posts, and 6 horizontal rails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horizontal rails. So there's the 3 posts, 1, 2, 3, to 6 rails. So if I have 2 sections, remember this was just one section right here. So if I have 2 of those, how many posts do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then how many rails do I have? I had 6 rails when I had one section. So now I'm going to have how many? 12, right? First, think about what the problem is asking and what you know. As each section of fence is added, how does the number of posts and the number of rails change? Next, make a table and look for a pattern. Use what you know about 1, 2, and 3 sections. Write a rule for the number of posts and rails as needed for 9 sections of fence. And then we're going to go ahead and we will fill in how many rails are needed. So, because that's solving the problem, right? The question that they asked us in the beginning was how many rails does he need for a fence that has 27 posts? So think about it. How did I get from the number of sections to the number of posts? From sections to posts. How did I get from 1 to 3? Did I add 2? Possibly. Let's take a look. Sections 2 plus 2, does that give me 6? No. So what's the rule for the number of posts? For every section, I multiply it by 3, right? So my rule to get for the number of posts is to multiply it by 3. 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Good. Now, I want to know for the rule for the number of rails. So if I had 3 posts, I had 6 rails. 6 posts, 12 rails. 9 posts, 18 rails. So what did I do to get from the number of posts to the number of rails? I multiplied by 2, right? My rule was to multiply by 2. So now I can use that information to answer my question. My question again said, how many rails does he need for a fence that has 27 posts? 27 times 2 is 54. So he needs 54 rails for a fence that has 27 posts.